are we heading into a buyer's market? There's been a shift, certainly in the market, and we're going to break that down. I'll give you my opinion here in just a minute. Not that it's worth maybe any more than anybody else's on the call, but always having a relevant market opinion based upon facts is what we want to do, and that's the goal for today, is to talk just about where we're at in this market, what changes have happened, and give you the latest information so that you can be the educator. With that as a backdrop, let's go ahead and get started. We've got so many people on from across the country watching the deep dive this morning. Great to have you on. But let's go ahead and get started with that. So, deep dive this morning. Are we heading into a buyer's market? I want to start this way. We try to start this way. Most deep dives, most things that we do, and I think it's certainly true today. Most agents know what's happening in the market. Good agents understand what's happening in the market, but only great agents can explain what's happening. And that's why we exist, is Keeping Current Matters, to give you the resources you need, the tools that you need to go out and explain exactly what is happening in this market. So, this idea of, are we heading into a buyer's market, is what I want to put on the table. Our KCM research team has done such a good job going out and finding all of this information. And I'll give you my quick opinion. I don't believe we're heading fully into a buyer's market, heading more into a balanced market. Now, there certainly are places across this country that may say, hey, we're more in a seller's market right now. We're more in a buyer's market right now. We're truly balanced. When we look at the national picture, more of a balanced market, scenario that we're sort of heading into after being in this extreme seller's market for many, many years. And this is the graphic we've always used to explain this. And I would highly encourage you to continue to use it as you explain what's happening in this market. But, for the last several years, we have been in this seller's market, and certainly that was driven through COVID by extremely low, historically low mortgage rates. More people wanting to jump into the market, go out and buy a home, and literally there being not enough homes for the number of people that want to buy them, which today is still true. That volume has just sort of been turned down by rising cost and rising mortgage rates. But no doubt where we sit right now, heading more into that balanced market versus this true buyer's market. Like if you go back to 2008 and kind of post housing crisis, where there was an enormous amount of supply in this country, and more supply than the number of people that wanted to go out and buy a home. But what defines a balanced market? We went out and looked at this. U.S. News said, in general, housing market with 5 to 7 months supply could be described as a balance between buyers and sellers. You see it again, Realtor.com, 5 to 7 months supply, balanced market. CNBC, the same thing. So, there's this question on the table: is now 4 months a balanced market, or what's a new normal in real estate? I think we're going to see somewhere between 5 and 7 months be a balanced market. Now, the sort of direction and trajectory of this market is going to be determined by a number of things, but largely driven by the mortgage rate scenario. We believe as we go through the next few months, going into next year, we will see a better mortgage rate environment, which will spur on more demand. So we're going to continue to watch this as Keeping Current Matters and give you everything you need to sort of articulate what's happening. But I think this point right now makes pricing in the market critically important. I'll talk about that in just a minute. I talked this past week to Curtis Finn at RedX and got some really good information from him. If you're not using RedX to look at expired listings in your market, highly encourage you to do that. But this market is going to be determined by a lot of different things, but affordability and mortgage rates will have an impact on it, no doubt. But if we think about this balanced market, here's the reality of where we sit. Lawrence Yun said it very well. He said homes are sitting on the market a bit longer, and sellers are receiving fewer offers. More buyers are insisting on home inspections and appraisal, and inventory is definitely rising on a national basis. So, having the visuals to be able to describe this, not only nationally, but in your local market, with KCM Local, you can say, here's what's happening nationally, but here's what's happening exactly where we're at is the best way to communicate this. And inventory is increasing for sure. This is a look from NAR going back to January. We started out the year with about 3 months supply in this country. As of June, 4.1 months supply of inventory right now, slowly rising as we've gone through the summer months, and a lot of reasons for that. But it's caused people to wonder, okay, are we heading into a different market than what we've seen in the last several years? And I think we are a more balanced market in seeing more homes sit on the market a little bit longer. Mark Fleming said this. He said, the faster housing supply increases, the more affordability improves and the strength of a seller's market wanes. So no doubt, as we look in the rearview mirror, we can see this extreme seller's market. Remember back during COVID, you couldn't get something brought to market or listed before it sold, multiple offer scenarios and everything that we know about that. But today, things have changed. We're in a different environment, and homes are sitting on the market longer. If you look at this image right here from Realtor.com, you go back and you see in green there July from 2022, July 2023, and July this year, going from 34 days on the market to 45 to 50, this slow, gradual increase. And listen, I think in some markets that number is going to be a lot higher. I'll be down in Miami this week, and they're seeing a lot more inventory come to market, things sitting on the market a little bit longer, but very, very different from the extreme seller's market that we saw several years ago and leading up into the past 12 to 18 months. The other thing that Lawrence Yun said is sellers are receiving fewer offers. We see that compared to 2023, slightly fewer offers in the market than what we saw last year, 3.5 offers per home compared to 2.9 this past year, this past June. So all of these dynamics sort of bearing down on this market, turning it, from a seller's market into a more balanced market as we look at, to go into the fall. Hannah Jones from Realtor.com said, when inventory rises faster than demand, prices have to adjust eventually. Increasing inventory levels are a sign that the market is starting to balance out. So I think there's no doubt about it. That is the case right now. And I mentioned Red X before. I was talking to Curtis Finn and had him take a look at the number of homes, and I'll show you this in just a minute, that were having their price reduced, and that has grown throughout the year. But the number of homes in a city that had a listing expire. Now, my belief is if it's not priced right, then that listing will likely expire. And then what Red X has done is they can go out and say, okay, how many listings expired in this market last month? And you can do that as well. And what does that ultimately mean? How many people relisted? How many people relisted for a lower price? They even Curtis even went back and looked last year for some of the information I was looking for to say, hey, the homes that were relisted at a lower price were much more likely to sell than the ones that didn't. No doubt pricing is critically important in this market. If you think about it, the numbers going all the way back to January, the number of homes that have had a price reduction is almost doubled from January through July. So that is, coming into the market, maybe not priced right, maybe aspirational pricing, or this is where we think we should be, is underscoring the fact that pricing is so important right now. If you think about this, you think about being able to sit down with somebody and give them the perspective of this is what's happening right now in the market, because they may have this understanding that, well, I thought we were in a market that was much different than this, or I was thinking about something that maybe happened 6 months ago or a year ago. Giving them all of this information is going to be critically important. We're in a time right now where, depending on where you're at, you're going to experience different things. I think that can be true a lot of times in our business, but a couple of years ago, most markets were up and to the right. Things were selling fast. It wasn't like you had this difference dramatically in real estate across the country. Nuance to local markets, I'm not trying to say that, but we live right now in a real estate market where there are clearly buyers markets. You see the top 10 on the left right now, and clearly sellers markets. You see those on the right. A lot of buyers markets you see down in Florida, in different areas there, but a market right now where understanding what's happening nationally and then applying your local expertise, your local understanding, I think is critical. It's critical always, but no doubt right now it's more critical than ever. And I think as we go through the next several months, we will see, this market start to take that path of a very balanced scenario. Now, the good news about that is if you're thinking about buying, there are more options today. We've talked about that. If you're thinking about getting into the market, it's not the frenzied maybe market that we saw in the last couple of years, and that is a good thing. But the bottom line is, even today, it's Monday, the 19th of August. The 17th is passed. We are now in this new world of the NAR settlement, and our job is to be the educator. Ultimately, to help sellers and buyers be prepared. Lisa Sturdivant from Bright MLS said this: as the market moves toward a more balance between buyers and sellers, parties on both sides of the transaction need to be prepared to negotiate. We need to articulate how we help them do that. She went on to say sellers should expect more prospective buyers to make an offer contingent on a home inspection. Making repairs and improvements to ensure the home is in ready to sell condition is important. And be prepared to offer assistance for repairs and all of the things that we know there. For buyers, having all their financial ducks in a row is critical. Even though mortgage rates are falling generally, the rate and type of loan someone can qualify for varies across borrowers. Making sure they understand all this is critically important. That is our job in this market right now, no doubt. Freddie Mac, whether you are selling your home in a buyer's market or a seller's market, both exist right now. You should work closely with your real estate agent to find the best way to market and sell your home. As we start off this Monday with this deep dive, our job is to be out there showing people this is the best way to market, sell your home. This is the best way to be most prepared to buy a home. We always want to give you all the best information to go out and do that. You can go in right now to KCM. If you're a KCM member, and grab content around mortgage rates, around some borrowing power, all the things that are happening in this market to help buyers understand, okay, this is what's changing. This is how I need to be prepared. I think as we start this deep dive today, I want to say this, or as we start this week, it is now more important than ever to be the educator in your market. To be the educator that has the facts, that's able to deliver the truth to those that need it. We can make a difference there, right? We can make a difference in helping guide individuals and families forward in the biggest decision, the biggest financial decision of their lives, buying a home. And that's what we aim to do. So as we kind of wrap up here, a balanced market ahead. Certainly things shifting. Go grab the local information in KCM Local for your market. Combine it with this. And this is a great topic to be out talking about in the real estate market right now. So we'll see you back next week. Kate will be on next week. We'll be out at the Tom Ferry Summit. If you're out there, be sure to say hello, stop by and see us. And we look forward to seeing you back again next week. Take care.